All right, if we're good, then we can start. All right, so children with low self-esteem is constantly on, hi, that's how I felt the other time. Oh, that's how I kept feeling. Oh, I did. It's not about their wins. They are counting constantly, because what is in their head is you constantly saying how you felt. It is the words in your head that is playing in their head. So they're thinking more of the times that they failed than the times that they have succeeded. You need to be able to let your child own their processes. When your child owns their processes, they are not perfect. They will be able to understand their imperfections and work with it to make them a better human being. What does emotional stability mean? It doesn't mean that that person is perfect. It only means that you know what to do with your emotions per time. So it's not perfection, it's not a journey to perfection. It's a journey to understanding yourself more and being able to use it to the positivity in the world. So another thing that happens to children with low self-esteem is that they lack confidence. Of course, they're not able to stand up for themselves. They're not able to say things themselves. They doubt they can do things well. They are constantly doubting that they can do things well. They doubt they can do things well. They're always telling themselves, oh, this thing, I can't really do it. Can I really do it? Can I really do it? Why does self-esteem matter? Why does self-esteem matter? That's the thing that you need to want to ask yourself. Children who feel good about themselves have confidence to try new things. You know, I say that fear stifles learning. And once fear comes in, self-confidence is gone. So if you're going to have your child, run through your process, and you have a child who constantly is afraid to try new things, watch it. That child's self-esteem is being eroded. You need to watch it. So you need to constantly look at the confidence, of your child to be able to try new things per time. Recently, my daughter woke up and she said she wanted to do a pom-pom mat. In fact, the mat is so big, and then I didn't even know how it works. She said she's going to go on YouTube to learn it. She went on YouTube, she started making it, and her uncle said he's going to buy it, so she makes it to sell. She tries a lot of new things. The other day, my son said, he wanted to do cooking competition because he learned how to do a particular kind of cooking somewhere. Your children will be confident because you're not shutting down their creativity. When you do not connect with your children to correct them, you shut down their creativity. And once you do that, their confidence is eroded. And once the confidence of your child is eroded, that's it. Self-esteem is all gone. So they are more likely to try their best. When the child have better self-esteem, they're more likely to strive. They're more likely to try more. They feel proud of what they can do. That's why it matters. They feel proud. They come out and tell you, I can. My son was in the Lego competition recently. It's a national Lego competition from their school. He represented their school. There were about 10, people from their school who represented their school. And part of the things that, he told me was, you need to see the way we did this, we did that. They feel proud of what they can do. Can you also help your children cope with mistakes? I want to talk about this. When your child have good or healthy self-esteem, doesn't mean that your child will not cope with mistakes, or doesn't mean that your child is not going to make mistakes. The point is, when they make mistakes, how do they react to those errors? That's what is most important. And I think that's one of the key things that makes self-esteem matter. How will they actually look at the thing that they do? It helps your children. When your child has a good self-esteem, it helps them to actually try things more. All right? They can try again. So when they fail, they look at themselves, they try again. Because they are confident enough to say, I can try again. I can do it again. When you shut down a child who has made mistakes, you're going to tell that child that human beings are infallible. I call it the infallibility nature of parents. In parenting, there's something called infallibility nature, because that is the nature of parents. They come out to preach infallibility. By the way, there's nothing like that. None, not you and I, none of us are infallible. Make mistakes. It's a journey, it's not an end. So when you project infallibility, you crush your child's confidence. But when you allow your child to make mistakes and own them and take responsibility, it makes them own it and correct it eventually. I'm going to tell you a story. Recently, my daughter comes home and says, her classmates treated her a certain way because she did something some time ago, and it's been long ago, and then they were just doing this thing and all that. She felt really bad about it, and then she comes home, and then she comes, holds me, she shed tears and said, I didn't really feel bad and good about it, blah 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 blah. When we were done, I held her and I said, can you remember in any way doing any of these things? She said, actually yes. I remembered. I don't think it was okay. I'm ready to own my mistake, take responsibility for it and right it. Mom, what do I need to do? See, that's the level, that's the confidence level, that's the healthy level of correcting your child. That's what discipline is about. That you do something and you take responsibility for it. Will your children make mistakes? Yes, they will, because they're on the journey to learn. But when they make mistakes and you make them, have the ability to own those mistakes and then transform them, that's what makes your child. That's what makes your child and gives your child that healthy self-confidence that you're talking about. They may give up easily. The children, why it matters is that if children who don't have good self-esteem give up easily, all right? Children with low self-esteem, they feel unsure of themselves. That's why it matters to have good self-esteem. If you think others won't accept, they just look at it and say, oh, these people will not accept me. Let me just join them. That's what unhealthy self-esteem does. So peer pressure is worse for children who have very low self-esteem. But for children who have a healthier self-esteem, not that they're not going to experience peer pressure, but trust me, it's going to be way minimized than the normal peer pressure that you see. They won't, when they have healthy self-esteem, they won't let people treat them poorly. All right? They might actually have, look around. Children who have low self-esteem can't stand up for themselves. I've said it before about bullying, about the things that, they give up easily, they don't try, they can't cope when they make mistakes, all right? They can't cope when they make mistakes. So they will not also do well because it also affects their schoolwork. How does self-esteem develop? That's the question you want to start asking. How does self-esteem develop? Self-esteem starts as early as babyhood. When a child is born, it develops slowly over time. I said earlier that there's nothing like, you sit down and say, today we will teach self-esteem to you. You must learn it. No, it's in the small things that you do daily. This is how the self-esteem of your child is built over time. It can start just that the child feels safe in the home. That's it. That the child is loved. That the child is accepted. It can start when the child gets positive attention and loving care. So what are you doing for your child when your child is even a baby?